Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy VIII with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Poogie. So, we are going on our first dungeon, I guess, in Balam. And yes, if you can't tell, Balam Garden is more of an academy than a school, but yeah. And indeed, we will actually get used to the battle system in this episode. So that being said, let's actually have a look at this, because this is a draw point. Get used to that throughout the game, folks, because we'll be doing a lot of that. Because Quistis will actually go through a few tutorials with us. And I'm just going to do the bare bones, because I don't want to sit through loads of screens and everything. And GFs, they are actually called Guardian Forces, that's what GF stands for. In this case, Quetzalcoatl, who is apparently the Thunder Summon, and Shiva we already know is the Ice Summon. So yeah. And junctioning GFs allows you to summon them, basically. But not just summon them, as it's... junctioning a GF also allows you to set your abilities, something you can't do otherwise. Yeah. No longer does magic or using items come naturally, so we need to actually junction the GF in order to do so. Yes, I know, rather convoluted, but that's how it goes. And you can add up to a load of different abilities once you learn various things with your GF, because you can learn different abilities as well, more on that a bit later. But for now, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, and also we can junction various magic to various abilities again. So yeah, so magic GF draw, for example. Magic plus 20, that's something that is unlocked through gaining AP. Yes, that again, which comes after defeating monsters and everything like that. So that's basically how it works. Anyway, where we're going is the Fire Cavern, which sounds like a classic sort of RPG dungeon, to be honest. I think you can guess which summon or GF is there. But yeah. But we will need to equip our GF before we go on, because otherwise we'll get pretty much roasted here. So yeah. So I will look at Squall here and junction Quetzalcoatl to him. And indeed, we don't have any magic, so we can't do anything with that at the moment. No, I do not want to give Shiva to him, and there's a good reason for that. But in order to do that, I'll have to go over the next one. So as for Quistis, I'll give her Shiva. Yeah, most definitely, and she does. You definitely want to add the abilities there. I don't want her to just attack and everything, seriously. And then, what did we forget? Well, we kind of want some magic to actually use, so yeah, and this was a fairly important spell, namely Cure. Seriously, especially if I'm not going to be using items that often, except in the menus, so yeah. Okay, well, let's head to the Fire Cavern then. This is the world map where you'll be facing a lot of monsters. And it kind of works a bit differently, but in order to do that, I'll have to get on to how leveling up works in this game. But anyway, here's our first monster, the Glacial Eye, which, yeah, it's a fairly weak monster, actually. But you can get a fair amount of decent magic from it, so let's try drawing. Indeed, that's how you get your magic in this one. You don't use materia or anything like that, so I just got Blizzard from Glacial Eye there. And Scan, which helps determine a monster's HP and MP, etc. and its weaknesses. So yeah, so I do want to stock up on the certainly Blizzard spells, because Blizzard spells will be very useful in our next dungeon, seriously. Especially for attack. Yeah. The other thing of note, Squall's weapon is the Gunblade. And the Gunblade is basically used if you press the R1 button at the right time, you can deal a lot more damage with it. So yeah, and also Squall's Limit Break works in a similar way, but Limit Breaks work quite in a different way as well compared to Final Fantasy VII. But And that's OG Final Fantasy VII, by the way, not the remake or rebirth. Anyway, we're by the entrance to the fire cavern, so let's go on about junctioning magic. That is why I was drawing all that ice magic from that glacial eye enemy, because it can be used to be junctioned to attack if I do so wish, although in this case we can't because we haven't, RGF hasn't learned it yet. But yeah, so we can use magic to enhance our stats basically. The more magic you have, the better in that case. Though there is an easier way to actually attain magic than even by just going and drawing it from various monsters on the world map and in dungeons. And I'll get to that in a moment, but for now, yeah. I don't want to do it automatically because, well, if I junction fire to attack in this dungeon, it will probably heal the fire monsters and the boss in this area because it's a fire dungeon, go figure. So yeah. But, that being said, is there anything else? Gunblade, I've already gone over that on the world map. Yeah, seriously, all you need to do is press the R1 button. Seriously, I've already said that on the map. But it is an interesting weapon to be introduced into the game, and this mechanic as well. Seriously. I do like it, actually. The usage of the shoulder buttons on the, well, in this case, the PlayStation DualShock 4 controller. Seriously, or DualSense, it probably works in the same way. Okay, well, let's go in. Now, the garden faculty here will assign you a time limit here. The shorter, the better score. The shorter time you select, the better score you'll get. So I'm gonna go with 20 minutes. I did think about 10 minutes, but yeah, I don't think I can make it out of a dungeon that quickly. Seriously, even that's pushing it, even for a first dungeon. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, you'll see there, once you select your time limit, the garden faculty will pretty much block you in here, seriously. But that being said, yeah, this is the fire cavern. As its name suggests, it's a fire dungeon, and you're charming, Quistis, really? I'm surprised Squall isn't sweating his hair off in a dungeon like that. Seriously, wearing a coat like that. Then again, Quistis is wanting to speak. So that being said, let's get to our first enemy, the Blazer Bat. And yes, these are basically bat enemies. Seriously, that's basically what they are. They go down easily as well. Again, many of the monsters thus far are weak. They do, however, carry the Thunder spell, which, yeah, that'll be good for later, especially in a certain other area that I won't mention for now. But yeah, but that's the Blazer Bat. And immediately after I fought those bats, I get into another fight further on. Seriously. Although not there, it seems. Now, if I head to the right there, we get a fire draw point. Definitely want that. I'll give it to Quistis because she does have Shiva, and I may be able to junction it to her defense. I don't know, but there you go. Okay, what do we have here? Actually, some bombs. Seriously, bombs. Now, these guys are very annoying, as you know, if you've ever played a Final Fantasy game. The more you attack them, the more they'll grow, and eventually they'll blow up in your face. Causing quite a bit of damage here, seriously. So, I don't know why I'm attacking them physically when I should really actually have used the Blizzard spell on them. Again, seriously. Or at least, though not lower levels in this game, it seems. The bombs do not actually explode at lower levels. Keep that in mind for when I get to later areas in the game. Seriously. But yeah, use a Blizzard spell, they go down easily. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with these guys. least in the first instance. But yeah, Wizard. There we go. Good thing I did fight that glacial eye. That really helped a bit earlier. Although I may only just use one attack with them because they're still rather weak at this stage of the bombs. So yeah, but more on that later. Now, yeah, Endstone pieces, I'll get to that about the other way of getting magic, but I won't say anything about it now. So here we have another bat-looking enemy. This is the Buell, who, despite its size, mostly uses magic. Seriously, so mostly fire magic, I dare say. So, yeah, although I said that went down easily to Squall's gunblade there. Yeah, I do like the fact that so much detail was put into the victory animations as well. This is after, of course, with the rather more polygonal models in Final Fantasy VII. Seriously. One thing I would always give Squaresoft in the late 90s, they really knew how to push the power of the PS1. Anyway, that being said, let's actually face our boss then, which of course is the fire summon Ifrit. Oh, it's gonna be Ifrit. So, likewise with how he is in other games, Ifrit is weak against ice. Keep that in mind, because I will be spamming a lot of my GFs. Yes, and better go into how GFs work, because unlike with other Final Fantasy games where you just summon them outright, your GFs will basically just behave as if they have their own set of HP. Seriously, and they can take a hit and even die in battle. Seriously. And so, yeah. And yes, we do have Shiva. Quistis came prepared there, Ifrit. Seriously. So he mostly uses fire and I guess hellfire as well, his main attack. But, which is his main attack, of course. Yeah. And the main reason I'm speeding them up, there's no way to skip the summon animation, seriously. So yeah. Pretzel Corporal ain't half bad at either. Honestly, I wish they did bring back Ramu, but they did for Final Fantasy IX at least. So yeah. Other than that. Yeah. At least I can say this, the remastered version of Final Fantasy VIII doesn't allow you to speed up the animations. I won't give that any many other cheats you can do, which I do take advantage of in this Let's Play, actually. But not until a bit later, I dare say. Other than that, you will be able to draw magic and whatever else from Ifrit. Not that I'm doing that now, but yeah. And there you see what happens when you allow a boss or an enemy even to take HP off your GFs, seriously. So there is a caveat to using GFs in battle. If you use it too many times, you do lose certain privileges, which I don't think I'll go over until after we get to Dollet, which is where the main exam is going to happen, I think, from the next episode onwards. Well, I know that from the next episode onwards, so yeah. But that's basically the fight there against Ifrit. Seriously. Ifrit has now joined us at least. Yeah, that was the whole test here. Basically to get the fire summon. Wonder how many other seeds come here and try and get Ifrit. Seriously. Or is there another monster in here that will be summoned? That's one thing I want to ask there, seriously. But yeah, and that's another thing, elemental attacks. I kind of did mention that, but you also get elemental attacks and elemental defense as well. Seriously. So that will be very useful as we go on forward, because we don't want to use use up our magic, because we have finite qualities at this stage in the game, then we can just add them to our attack. So yeah, and same with defense. And there's certain other spells that we'll be able to as well. So yeah, very useful actually. Yeah, that could have been useful against Ifrit, who we just faced, but never mind. I guess we're going through the rest of the dungeon. And yeah, I'm kind of leaving this in, but never mind. And yes, we still have to get out of here, despite the fact that we beat the boss. Yeah, time limit still goes. Seriously, what is this, a Mako reactor or something? Anyway, that being said, I'll see you on the next one when we head to Dollet. Goodbye!